Okay, so listen. I'm starting to think that the reason that a lot of non-black women get these huge divorce settlements when their marriages don't work out is because maybe they're being brought out of their interests in these men's businesses or properties. You know what I mean? Like maybe in the case of Jeff Bezos, for example, maybe his ex-wife walked away with over $30 billion in the divorce because her name was legally connected to some of his businesses. Because this is the thing that we have to understand as black women. Since we've been conditioned to be self-sacrificing, a lot of times we get with men, specifically with black men, and we may give them information or help them start a business or help them with their resume, and then they get that job making all that money. We're taught that we're supposed to do that. And so a lot of times I don't think we do a good job of thinking about our self-interest and thinking about the worst case scenario. You know, one of the 48 laws of power talks about considering the unknown variable in any situation. And let me tell you something, the unknown variable in any situation is that you never know what another person is thinking or feeling, and therefore you never know their true intentions. And so you can be this self-sacrificing woman and be like, oh yeah, my man wants to do all of this stuff, so I'm going to give him the information and help him set it up, and I don't need to have my name on any of the shit because when he has it, I have it. Let me tell you something, girl. Don't you be that dumb motherfucker that thinks that. Listen, don't you be that dumb chick that freely gives all of your information and all of your knowledge, especially when you are giving a man information that he could then use to make money off of. Because what that means is that once he is in a certain position, he could take those ideas and that information and walk away from you and leave you with nothing to show for all of your effort. And I understand that it's really cute for people to say, oh, well, I'm in this simply for love. I don't mind giving because that's what love is all about. But let me tell you something. And a young lady and I had this conversation, and I'm hoping that we can have this discussion live. But let me tell you something that I had to learn. There's a difference between meeting a man when he's young and he's not jaded by love versus meeting him when he's going through a bunch of shit. He's been through a bad relationship or two, or maybe he's been through a divorce. Because once a man has been scorned, he is always going to put his self-interest first. It doesn't matter how much you think the motherfucker loves you. He will always put him first. So what that means is that instead of getting upset, ladies, you have to create balance. You have to make sure that you think to yourself, okay, if I'm helping this person or I give them information and they choose to walk away from me, they can walk away. But if they do, I'm going to be compensated for my time, my effort, and my knowledge. Okay? If you get with one of these men, you get married or whatever, and he's starting businesses or buying property or has all these bank accounts, make sure your name is on the shit. If he doesn't put your name on it, you can get around it. You can get around it. Particularly if you have a joint account and you can prove that he's taken money from the joint account. You know, he's taken marital funds and use that to invest in his side ventures, okay? Listen, once you get to a certain point in your life, you have to understand something. Love is different. Love is different at 30, 40, and beyond versus, you know, your high school sweetheart or your college sweetheart. If you're fully grown, out here dating, falling in love, and then getting married into your 30s and 40s, that's cool. That's a beautiful thing. But you got to understand, it's a different ball game. It's a different ball game, and if you're not careful, you can be used, you can be walked all over, and you'll have nothing to show for it. So we have to remember that some of these women of other races are getting these huge payouts, not just because of their race, but because they're not taught to be self-sacrificing. They're taught to consider their self-preservation. So when they're helping a man with his business, or they're married to a dude like Jeff Bezos, I bet you they're making sure that their name is on those bank accounts, those properties, and those business ventures. I bet you that they're not letting the men tell them, oh, well, since we're together, then when I eat, you eat too. Because I'm telling you, that means nothing legally. Legally, what matters is your name connected to this business? Can you prove that these marital funds were used to invest in those businesses? We got to get out of this habit of believing that men view love in the same way we do. They don't. Men by nature are predatory. That's across racial lines. And specifically, black men, when dealing with black women, are conditioned to believe that they are entitled to all of our time, our information, and our resources. And many black women are conditioned to believe the same thing. Let me tell you something. Don't be out here helping these men with shit unless your name is legally connected to whatever you're helping them with. And once you do that with enough people, they'll respect you because they'll know that they can't just take and take and take from you. Okay? Anyway, y'all, I'm going to talk to y'all soon. I hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday. Bye.